What's up, guys? It's your girl, Angel Marie from All the Above, and I'm joined here today by multi-faceted recording artist, KOURAJ. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for letting me be here today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So are you ready to get into this interview?
Yes, I am ready, Freddie.
Hey, so first and foremost, what inspired you to pursue a career in music?
Oh, this is a great question. Music has been a part of my life ever since I was very young. I come from a family of musicians, singers, so it's in my blood. I went to a music school in high school, and it was 2019, and it was obviously COVID year.
So much fun.
Tragic year. We made it through. That's what's important. But I just needed a form of release. And I started playing my keys. I play the keyboard as well. And yes. I just started writing one day and I said, you know what, this feels good. Like being able to write out my feelings, it feels good. And I met a group, a collective that I'm a part of called Altruistic Vision. And they kind of really pushed me to do this, to be a recording artist and say, you're really, really good at this and people connect with you. So you should really kind of dive into that a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
I'm glad you listened.
Really what did it. Me too. Me too. Because I always thought I would do, like Broadway or, just covers all the time. I never really factored doing my own original music until 2019.
Yeah,
so
girl,
really
don't have that talent.
Thank you.
Now, one thing that I feel is important is your name. Mm-hmm. Because obviously I had mispronounced it when I first met you. So I feel like I want to use this time for you to tell the entire world about your beautiful name, how you pronounce it, and why your name is your name.
Well, hi, everybody. Hello, world. I'm your vocal athlete, KOURAJ. KOURAJ means courage in Creole. I'm Haitian. I have Haitian background. My family I was very, very proud of that. My father, growing up, he would tell us all the time. But, as a young girl, you never really understood. You're like, I'm Haitian. Yeah. But I got older. And once I got older, I wanted to name myself something that kept me connected to my roots, as far as my own culture, as far as my city, because I'm born and raised from Philly.
Yes.
And have a name that's not only affirming to myself, but affirming for others, because I needed to name myself something that at the time, I felt like I knew I needed to embody. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool now because, KOURAJ is just, who I am now. Like I just am embodying courage itself. So
I love that.
Thank you.
So everyone who's like me, who almost mispronounced her name, don't do it. Get it right. Now y'all heard it here on All the Above, so you have no excuse.
It's like KOURAJ with a K.
That's a perfect way to put it so people don't forget.
It really is like the easiest way to put it. Shout out to TJ Foreplay for that. Amazing MC.
Right? So as a music artist, how do you define your sound? What do you believe makes you unique and stand out?
I am a soul artist. I definitely find myself being very diverse and I'm tackling a lot of different genres. Mm-hmm. The only one I will not tackle publicly is classical music because, I will not croak like a frog. I refuse. I think that is a beautiful trained talent. And but everything else, like as far as I'm not saying I can't do classical now, but I'm saying that's by choice. Okay?
Right.
But all the other genres, I feel like I have a really good mix of it in my own music, as well as my musical upbringing, like as far as, Disney, Broadway, R&B, hip hop, like I've kind of been just surrounded by so much music, but in the midst of all that is soul. And that's why I consider myself a soul artist, because even through all the different diversities of the song, you still feel that soulful connection, which is what I feel like stands out for my music, connecting with the listener, even though they can't, see me or actually physically talk to me.
Yes, that's dopeness.
Thank you,
now, adding on to that, what would you say? Let me get my thought together. I almost forgot my question.
It's okay. I started to not breathe.
What kind of message do you like to relay through your music? What do you hope your audience gets out of it when they hear KOURAJ songs?
That no matter what specific situation that they're in, that even though us as human beings, we may experience different situations in life, we all experience the same emotions. We all experience sadness. We all experience happiness. We all experience love, the different forms of it, and the many different forms of these emotions as well. And that it's okay to talk about the hardships just as much as it is to talk about, the good times. I'm a PK, and growing up, in the church, they say you always praise him in the good times and praise him in the bad. And I apply that also to just acknowledgement and self-awareness of emotions as well. That, it's very important to acknowledge when you're in a happy place and in a peaceful place, but it's also important to acknowledge when you're in an imbalanced place too. Yes. That way you're able to help yourself regulate and know that they're not alone in feeling these hardships as well as these overcoming these trials and tribulations.
Absolutely. That's very relatable too. Now, thinking back on when you first started out in your music journey, how would you say your music has evolved since you first started?
Oh, I would say my songwriting has evolved a lot. Vocally, I would definitely say I sound a lot different because I definitely am taking a lot better care of my voice the way before compared to the past. However, my songwriting, I feel like, is where I really truly evolved, because I feel like before I was just writing out of just kind of emotional impulsiveness, like just as therapy, and it's still my therapy. It is, or a form of it at least, like we love therapy, but it more so became for me. It was either I was foreshadowing myself or I was talking about my past. It was very, very hard for me at one point to talk about where I am in the present. And I feel like my songwriting now is very much okay with talking about the present and talking about what's going on in the now, versus just trying to stay focused on the hopefulness and be like, all right, times is hard, but there's a better day. But kind of diving a little bit more into my own personal depthness as far as the hardships of like my own hardships and things that I go through, because there was one song I have that's unreleased, and I shared it with someone, and they were like, you have no idea how much I needed to hear that. Wow. And it was crazy to me because I'm like, wow, like I remember writing this and I was just angry and I was just needed to let it out. And I didn't think anyone would be able to relate, especially with how current it was. And they were like, this like healed something for me that happened to me years ago. And I was just like, wow, like that blew me away. And I don't think I would have been able to write how I write now back then. So
do you feel like that opened up something new for you, a brand new spark? See, I love when things like that happen. It's like a Pandora's box. Like,
I know. It's like, or a Rubik's Cube. Right? Like when you figure out another little square in the Rubik's Cube. It's like, okay, level unlocked. Right. Like a video game.
Level up. So you mentioned that you grew up, born and raised in Philly. So how has growing up in Philly influenced your music and artistic style?
Oh, 100%. I know everyone stereotypically says like, Jilly from Philly, Jasmine, Will, Kevin Hart, but I definitely feel like there are other Philly legends that I latch onto as well, like, Patti LaBelle. Yes. Love her.
It's crazy that not too many people mention her.
It was like, just really love me some Patti LaBelle. And, or like Chrisette,
Chrisette Michelle?
Yeah, not Chrisette Michelle. Her name is Rochelle Farrell. I meant to say, I'm sorry. Chrisette Michelle is great. Yes, like, she's not from Philly now. But this amazing jazz artist, Rochelle Farrell, she's from Philly. And her voice just blows me away. And her tone is so rich. And, it kind of is very similar to mine. Mine is similar to hers, I should say, because she's older than me. She didn't take it from me now. Okay. But I definitely will say growing up, I was mainly bouncing between West Philly and North Philly a lot. Like I was mainly in West Philly growing up, but then towards, I would say my adulthood, like my young adulthood, it was in North Philly. And the experiences of, just the hardships of the neighborhood sometimes and what we have to go through on an everyday basis definitely impacts my music as far as wanting and longing to give a connection, because, it seemed like growing up, there wasn't a lot of that. you know?
Yep.
Especially talking with my parents and my grandmother about how, you know, when they were younger and young adults, it was easier for, you know, the Black community to come together and be unified, you know? And I just feel like it's very hard for my generation, you know, to come together without there being some type of emotional clash all the time. So I'm like, I don't want to see that, you know, in my 30s, you know. I don't want to see that when it's time for me to have children and time for my generation to have children. You know, I'm a firm believer that we're supposed to be better and do better than the next generation. So I'm like, if I'm going to make music and share my voice and share my message, connection and being unified is something that really, really is important.
Come on, purpose.
Yeah. Walk in purpose. Yeah.